Hello friends, my name is Raju. I am working as a lecturer in ECE, Government Polytechnic for Women, Warangal. In this lecture, we are discussing about op-amp applications and also we discuss about Wien bridge oscillators. In previous videos, we are discussed about different applications of the op-amp like non-inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier, summer, voltage follower, buffer, differentiator, integrator. So these are some of the applications of the operational amplifier. In this lecture, we are discussing about current to voltage converter. Current to voltage converter. What is mean by current to voltage converter? A circuit that generates a voltage proportional to input signal current applied to input is said to be current to voltage converter. Here input is current, output is voltage. That's why it is called current to voltage converter. Current to voltage converter or current controlled voltage source is also called as transresistance amplifier. Is also called transresistance amplifier. A circuit that generates a output voltage is proportional to the current applied to the input. V naught proportional to Is is called as a current to voltage converter. Current to voltage converter. Photocells, photodiodes or photovoltaic cell give an output current that is proportional to an instant radiant energy or light. The current through these devices can be converted to voltage by using a current to voltage converter, and thereby the amount of light or radiant energy instant on the photo device can be measured. So one of the main application of the current to voltage converter is photocells, photodiode or photovoltaic cell voltage is measured by current to voltage converter. Here in current to voltage converter, the current is converted to voltage. Actually in photocell photodiodes there is a current flows, but this current photovoltaic cells we generate the current, but we can't store the current. You want to store the current in the voltage form, you compulsory convert the current into voltage. Convert the current into voltage. Then we store the voltage in the batteries. Store the voltage in the batteries. So here the node A is virtual ground as node B is grounded. Hence VA equal to VB equal to 0. VA equal to VB equal to 0. Here the circuit shows the current to voltage converter. Here input is current source, that is IS. It is in parallel with the RS. It is in parallel with the RS. Then there is a feedback resistor RF, and positive terminal is grounded. Due to virtual ground concept, here B and A are at the same potential. B and A and the same potential. So that's why V0 is equal here IS RF. V0 equal to minus IS RF. V0 equal to minus IS RF. So here current source is IS. The IS flowing through RF because op amp does not take any current into the op amp, into the circuit. So that's why at op amp the current is drawn by op amp is 0. So that's why total current IS flows from RF. That's why voltage, output voltage V0 is equal to IS RF. V0 is equal to IS RF. Here V0 equal to minus IS into RF. V0 equal to minus IS into RF. V0 proportional to IS. V0 proportional to IS. So here output voltage depends on input current. That's why here current is converted to voltage. The circuit is called current to voltage converter. So the output voltage is proportional to the input current, and circuit works as a current to voltage converter. Sometimes a capacitor is added in parallel with the RF to reduce noise at a high frequencies. So we reduce the noise at high frequency. We connect the capacitor across the resistor RF. Across the resistor RF. Next, some of the applications of the current to voltage converter. The photodetector. The output current proportional to an incident light energy is obtained from photo device like photocell, photodiode and photovoltaic cell. So in photodetector we use the current to voltage converter, photodiode and photodiode detector. Measuring current from photodetectors. We want to measure the current from photodetectors. We use the current to voltage converter. It is used to amplify the current output of photomultiplier tubes, photodetectors and other types of sensors to a usable voltage. And also we use in photo FETs. We use the current to voltage connector, and also in digital to analog converters we use the current to voltage converter. So these are some of the applications of the current to voltage converter. And we also discuss about here active and passive filters. So what is the main difference between active and passive filters? What is the main difference between active and passive filter? So here passive filters and active filters. Passive filters are built with the resistors, capacitors and inductors. So passive filters are built with the it have only capacitors, resistors and inductors. Active filters, passive filters are built with the resistors, capacitors and inductors, but active filters built with the resistors, capacitors and op amp. Here extra element is op amp. We use the op amp, that's why it is called an active filters. Active filters, passive filters require an external power supply. Here passive filters require an external power supply. Active filters operate only on the signal input. Operate on the only on the signal input. So sorry, active filters operate only on the signal input. Passive filters operate only on the signal input. They are relatively passive filters are relatively difficult to tune. Relatively, if you want to tune to any frequency, it is very difficult to compare active filters. It is very difficult to compare active filters. Active filters are relatively easy to tune. These are very easy to tune. Passive filters have no frequency limitation. Passive filters are no frequency limitation. In active filters, high frequency response is limited by the gain bandwidth and slew rate of the op amps. So here in active filters, high frequency response is limited by the gain bandwidth and slew rate of the op amps. Passive filters are generally used above 1 MHz. Passive filters are generally used above 1 MHz. Active filters are used below 1 MHz. Active filters are used below 1 MHz. Here passive filters may consist of inductors. So passive filters consist of inductors. Active filters do not contain any inductors. Passive filters may contain inductors, but active filters not contain any inductors. Compared to active filters, properties of passive filters may change significantly when the load is changed. Active filters properties, passive filters may change significantly when the load is changed. But properties of active filters do not change when the load is changed. It have no power gain. In passive filters, it have the no power gain, but active filters have power gain. Active filters have power gain. Passive filters have no power gain, because we give the voltage to the active filters. That's why it have the power gain. Next, we are discussing about low pass filter. What is meant by low pass filter? What is mean by low pass filter? Low pass filter is a filter which accepts low frequency signals and reject high frequency signals. It accepts low frequency signals and rejects high frequency signals. That's why it is called low pass filter. Here pass band is lower, that is means in low frequency there is a pass band, in high frequency there is a reaction band. So this is the active low pass filter. This is the active low pass filter. In this circuit there is a capacitor C. There is a capacitor C. Next input voltage V in, input voltage V in. Next resistor in R. Next feedback resistor RF. There is a op amp. Then output voltage V naught. Output voltage V naught. So a low pass filter allows only low frequency signals up to a certain breakpoint FH, to pass through while suppressing high frequency components. Here active low pass filter with a single RC network connected to the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. The input resistor Ri and feedback resistor RF are used to determine the gain of the filter in the pass band. At low frequencies, the capacitor appears open and the circuit acts like a non-inverting amplifier with a voltage gain of 1 plus RF by Ri. As the frequency increases, the capacitive reactance decreases, causing the voltage gain to drop off. Then voltage V1 across the capacitor is V1 equal to Vi by 1 plus J 2 pi FRC. Here V naught equal to 1 plus Rf by R1 into V1. Then V naught equal to 1 plus Rf by R1 into V1 by 1 plus J 2 pi FRC. V naught by Vi equal to, we finally get V naught by Vi equal to A by 1 plus F by Fh. V naught by Vi equal to A by 1 plus F by Fh. So this is the gain of the low pass filter. So gain of the low pass filter mod A equal to A by under root of 1 plus F by F2 whole square. Under root of 1 plus F by F2 whole square. Thus here frequency increases, gain decreases. From the equation A equal to closed loop gain A by 1 plus F by F2 whole square. Thus the frequency increases, gain decreases. As frequency tends to 0, frequency tends to 0, A tends to 1, and the circuit allows low frequencies to pass. Here F2 is the frequency at which the gain mod A equal to 1 by root times its maximum value and is called upper cutoff frequency of the circuit and is given by F equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. This is the graph of the low pass filter. Here in x axis we take the frequency, y axis we take the gain of the filter. So here at low frequencies up to F2, up to cutoff frequency F2 is called pass band. At pass band they have the gain AF. Then after F2 there is a band is called stop band. After F2 the gain is decreases. So in the pass band only we get the output signal. In stop band we are not getting the any output signal. So that's why it's called low pass filter. Next we are discussing about high pass filter. What is mean by high pass filter? A high pass filter is a filter which reject the low pass signals and accept the high pass signals, which reject the low pass signals and accept the high pass signals. A high pass filter allows only frequencies above a certain breakpoint to pass through and attenuate the low frequency components. The range of frequencies beyond its lower cutoff frequency FL is called pass band, and the range of frequencies from 0 to FL is called stop band. Here the circuit shows the high pass filter. Here Vin in series with the capacitor C and resistor R. Feedback resistor is RF and it have the resistor, and there is a resistor R1. Then the output voltage is V0. Here A and Vi are at the same potential due to virtual ground concept. The input resistor Ri and feedback resistor RF are used to determine the gain of the filter. Here Ri and R1 and RF. Here R1 and RF values give the gain of the filter in the pass band. At low frequencies the capacitor appears open and the voltage gain approaches to 0. At high frequencies the capacitor appears shorted. The circuit becomes a non-inverting amplifier. So circuit becomes a non-inverting amplifier with voltage gain 1 plus Rf by R1, 1 plus Rf by R1. Here V0 equal to V0 by Vi equal to, here V0 by Vi equal to, here V0 equal to 1 plus Rf by R1 J 2 pi FRC by 1 plus J 2 pi FRC into Vi. Therefore the gain of the filter V0 by V1 equal to A into 1 plus A into J F by FL 1 plus J F by FL. So finally we get the equation, gain equation A equal to AF divided by 1 plus F1 by F whole square by 1 plus under root of 1 plus F1 by F whole square. F1 is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC, lower cutoff frequency. AF equal to 1 plus RF by R1, that equal to gain of filter in passband. Here the graph shows the high pass filter characteristics with the frequency versus gain of a filter. We take the frequency on x axis and we take the gain of the filter on y axis. So up to f2, this is called cutoff frequency. Up to f2 there is a stop band exists, that means there is no signal comes, there is no signal output comes at the band. The output signal is stopped. The output signal is, there is no output signal is generated in the stop band. But after cutoff frequency f2 there is a pass band. So in this range, in this range of frequencies, the circuit is allows the range of frequencies and the output is appears across the circuit. In the stop band frequencies are not accepted by circuits. The pass band frequencies are accepted by the circuit. So that's why it allows only high frequency signals and reject low frequency signals. That's why it is called high pass filter. High pass filter. Here the slide shows merits of active filters. Merits of active filters. What are the advantages of active filters compared to passive filters? An active filter offers different advantages. Since the op amp is capable of providing a gain, so here op amp provides the gain. The input signal is not attenuated as in passive filter, so it provides gains. That's why the signal strength also increases. The signal strength also increases. The active filters are easily tunable due to flexibility in a gain and frequency adjustments. So very tunable circuit. Active filters are very tunable compared to passive filters, are easily tunable compared to passive filters. The op amp has high input impedance and low output impedance. Hence, the active filters using op amp do not cause loading effect on the source and load. Therefore, cascading of networks does not need buffer amplifier. The active filters do not exhibit insertion loss. Hence, the pass band gain equal to 0 dB. It do not have exhibit any insertion loss. So that's why the pass band gain is equal to 0 dB. Hence the passband gain is equal to 0 dB. Complex filters can be realized without the use of inductors. In this passive active filters, we do not use any inductor, so that is it is very useful. Active filters are typically more economical than passive filters. So it compared to passive filters, more economical. So more cheap, more economical, more expensive than passive, because we use the op-amp circuit. That's why its cost is more compared to passive filters. Active filters are small in size and less bulky. So we does not use the inductor in the active filters. That's why the weight of the filter is very less and size is also very small. So these are the some of the merits of the active filters. So finally, if we use the active filters, it is very useful than passive filters. Next, in this lecture, we are discussing about Wien-Bridge oscillator. Wien-Bridge oscillator. So what is mean by oscillator? An oscillator circuit which gives the output signal without giving the any input signal. It gives the output without giving an input signal. So there are many situations in which it is required to generate the signals with the system itself. Such signals have various waveforms such as sinusoidal, square, triangular. So these are the different waveforms. In different circuits, we generate the different signals. The various op-amp circuit used for generate such signals are called signal generator or waveform generators. So here oscillator is the waveform generator. It generates the sinusoidal signal. Oscillator generates the sinusoidal signal. So here oscillator generates the sinusoid without giving the any input signal. So that's why it is called sinusoidal oscillator. If the circuit working as an oscillator, it compulsory satisfy the Barkhausen criteria. What is mean Barkhausen criteria? In Barkhausen criteria, the voltage gain, closed loop voltage gain is unity, and total phase shift is 0 or 360 degrees. If you take loop, the closed loop gain is unity. That means it equal to 1, and the total phase in the closed loop is 0 or 360 degrees. 0 or 360 degrees. The circuit in the slide, the circuit shows the Wien-Bridge oscillator. In Wien-Bridge oscillator, the Wien-Bridge oscillator is the most commonly used audio frequency oscillator. It is operated in audio frequency range. So in audio frequency amplifiers, audio frequency range, we use the Wien-Bridge oscillator. In this circuit, we use the op-amp and we use the Wien-Bridge. It is the combination of it have the 4 legs, R1C1, RF, R1, R2 in parallel with the C2. Here the output voltage is V0. Op-amp is connected to operated non-inverting mode. It produces no phase shift at the output. The op amp is connected to operate in non-inverting mode. It produces no phase shift at the output. In this Wien bridge circuit connected between the input and output terminals of the ampere. Here we use the positive feedback. The feedback is connected to positive terminal of the op amp. If we use the positive feedback, then only we generate the output signal. The bridge consists of a series RC network forming one arm of the bridge circuit, a parallel RC network forming the second arm, input resistance R1 and feedback resistance RF forming the third and fourth arms of the bridge circuit. It is known that the total phase shift around the circuit must be 0 degrees or 360 degrees. For the producer of oscillations, the total phase shift is 0 or 360 degrees. It is the 0 degrees or 130 is achieved when the bridge is balanced. When the bridge is balanced at resonance. Thus, the frequency of oscillation is the resonant frequency of the balanced Wien bridge. Here, when the resonance occurs, it satisfies the Barkhasen criteria, then the resonance occurs. At the resonance frequency is called the frequency of oscillations. The output in the output circuit, we get the sinusoidal waveform. The sinusoidal waveform frequency depends on resonance of the Wien bridge circuit. In feedback network, two resistance are not equal. There is R1 and R2. Capacitors are C1 and C2. Then the frequency oscillation of the Wien bridge oscillator is F is equal to 1 by 2 pi under root of R1 C1 R2 C2. Here F is equal to formula. The frequency oscillation F is equal to formula is 1 by 2 pi under root of R1 R2 C1 C2. If R1 equal to R2 equal to R and C1 equal to C2 equal to C, then the frequency of oscillations F equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. F equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. So these are the conditions required for producing desired frequency oscillations. Conditions required for producing desired frequency of oscillations. So what are the conditions here? Beta greater here, gain here, gain greater than gain greater than here to satisfy the Barkhosin criterion A beta greater than or equal to 1, it is necessary that the gain of the non-inverting op amp must be minimum 3. Here gain mod A greater than or equal to 3. Gain mod A greater than or equal to 3. So here gain requirement of the amplifier is minimum 3, A equal to 3. The feedback factor of the bridge network is beta equal to 1 by 3. To satisfy Bar-Carson criterion that A beta greater than or equal to 1, it is necessary that the gain of the non-inverting op amp amplifier must be minimum 3. Mod A greater than or equal to 3. That means 1 plus Rf by R1 greater than or equal to 3. Rf by R1 greater than or equal to 2. So here Rf equal to 2R1. The necessary condition is the ratio of Rf and R1 must be greater than or equal to 2. So here Rf is equal minimum 2R1. If Rf is greater than 2R1 is best condition, but minimum condition is Rf is equal to 2R1. So these are the conditions required for the Wien bridge oscillator to give an output waveform. So this is the today's lecture. So in this we are discussing about current to voltage converter, active low pass and high pass filters, and also we are discussing about Wien bridge oscillator. Thank you very much.